For this video, we're going to take a look at the Hung Gar Qi Gong and take it from a very basic level. The exercises are relatively simple, and the main focus is building strength throughout the whole body. So this usually happens a little bit more intensely than it does in the internal systems. Internal systems tend to be a little bit softer on the development, but what you're going to find is that your increase in strength and your ability to perform these Qigongs increases very rapidly over time. So the first one we're going to look at is our static hold. So we're going to start in a horse stance. We're going to measure up by having the feet close together. We're going to first turn the heels out 45 degrees. Now turn the toes out 90, heels out 90, and then toes out 90 at the end. So the same way that you measure up in the Taming the Tiger form, we're going to sink down into our horse stance. Make sure that you feel relatively comfortable because you're going to spend a fair amount of time here. The arms, we're just going to pop forwards at shoulder height, slight bend to the elbow, and just pressing your palms forwards. So from here, we place the tongue on the hard palate. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And you want to start by developing from about 1 minute and then slowly add 10 seconds every time you practice. And then that way you should be able to work up to a minimum of 5 minutes. For the second exercise, we're going to remain in this horse stance. And this time we're going to focus on the arm movement. So this is channeling the energy through the arms, focusing on the breath. And again, everything else stays the same. So tongue against the hard palate, breathe in and out through the nose. And all we're going to do is move on this horizontal line. You start with the hands in front of your body, get settled, 3 or 4 breaths. And then as we breathe in, the hands just come back towards the shoulders. And then as you breathe out, just press. You'll probably find yourself slightly sinking as well. The further the arms get away from the body, the more balance you're going to need. So just breathe in, let the arms come in towards the shoulders, breathe out as you press away. So when we start breathing and we're moving the palms backwards and forwards, what I want you to do is just focus on your Lao Gong point. So where your middle finger touches the middle of your palm, this is Lao Gong or pericardium 8. This is a very important point when it comes to Qigong because this is where the energy will emanate from your palm. So as you breathe, just try to focus on that pericardium 8 point. And every time you push away, you want to be focusing at pushing the energy out. And then as you breathe in, you want to be drawing the hands in, almost visualizing that the breath is coming in through the palm. So for the third exercise, we're going to work from our horse stance again. This time we're going to move up and down on this vertical plane. So from this position, again, get comfortable in this horse stance. And again, this is a breathing application that we have from our Taming the Tiger sequence. So all we're going to do is breathe in, and we're going to be moving between the dantian, which is just below the belly button, and we're going to come up to the sternum. You want to slowly just move up and down in this position. Again, you want to be focusing on that Lao Gong point in the center of the palm. So as we breathe in, we lift. And then as we breathe out, we press down towards the floor. Now, the difficulty you're going to have in this position is that as you start to lift your hand, your palms are naturally going to roll in just because of the articulation of the wrist and the forearm. So that's absolutely fine. We're just going to visualize lifting up on the in-breath. And then just as you breathe out, push down towards the floor. So once you're happy with the first 3 exercises, this is something else we can practice. And this is just learning how to channel the energy through one side of your body. So again, we're going to start off in our horse stance. We're going to drop down, get yourself comfortable in your base. Again, everything else stays the same. Tongue against the hard palate, in and out through the nose. This time we're going to lock off one side of our body. And this is something that you're going to see in the tiger and crane form as well. We're going to pull the hand into the side. And all of the bends and kinks in this arm mean that the energy struggles to travel as efficiently through this side as it will do our active side. Hand starts at the shoulder, and we're going to start by breathing out, and we just press through that Lao Gong point in the center of the palm. We then breathe in and breathe out. And what you're going to find is that you can put a lot more focus into this single side, and hopefully you're going to start to feel the energy and the tension build up in that hand. And just by locking off this side, it means that more of the force and more of the focus just gets channeled to whichever side you're working with. So again, you want to be doing this for a minute to start with, just breathing in and out, separate the fingers, and just visualize the in and the out breath traveling through the palm as you coordinate your breath with your movements. And again, over time, this is going to become far more comfortable and you'll be able to stay here for much longer. So for the next exercise, we're going to take a posture from Tiger and Crane. And this is going to be done in a front stance or a bow stance. All this means is that we're going to put a lot more stress on that front leg as it takes 70% of the weight. You can develop the strength in the leg a lot quicker than you can in your horse stance. So from here, we do the same as we did in the previous exercise. We pull the opposite hand in towards the side, fist to the hip or the waist. And then again, just open up your other palm, and then we're just going to focus and we're going to breathe. So we just press towards the front, again focusing through the Lao Gong point. And you must remember to always match your movements to your breath and not your breath to your movements. That way you can breathe nice and comfortably, and you don't have to rush or hold your breath in order to wait for the movement to catch up. And again, just over time, just start to develop this. Try to spend more time in this position, and you'll find the strength in the leg as well as your focus develop really quickly. So for this next exercise, we're going to start to work with opposing movements. So we're going to build on what we did with the single arm, and we're going to start to bring in a balance hand. So when we're working with a balanced hand, you need to first distinguish which one you're going to work with. So for this one, I'm going to work with my right, so I match my breathing and my movements together through the right hand side. Now the left side is simply going to balance that movement and try to force more of the energy to the opposite side. So from this neutral position, just in the middle, I'm going to press forwards with my right as I breathe out and just draw my left hand into my side. And then as I breathe in, I'm just going to switch, focusing on my right hand even though my left hand is coming forwards. So as I press, drive the palm forwards and pull the opposite palm backwards. So same thing, you want the tongue against the hard palate, nice straight back. So one thing that you'll notice that I do in this exercise is I'm going to draw my hand down to the side and let my elbow drop to my rib cage. And this is just going to help you with your breathing and expanding through the chest. So every time we breathe in, you want your elbows to move away. And every time you breathe out, you want your elbows to drop back down to your rib cage. Now, this isn't going to be quite as exaggerated as I just showed you. There must be a slight element of contracting and expanding. So you're going to feel that it's a lot more natural as the hand comes in to let it drop slightly lower as you pull back to your waist. This is why in the form you'll notice that your backhand always draws back to your waist as you strike forward with your front hand. As I mentioned, the goal of the Qigong is to start building all of these exercises up to a minimum of 5 minutes, and hopefully by then you'll have developed plenty of strength throughout the body in order to start to use it for a real meditative Qigong practice. Most important thing when we're doing Qigong or meditation is that you slightly adapt a lot of these exercises so you get the most out of them, so it feels really beneficial and you feel comfortable whilst you're doing them. Obviously through the initial stage there's going to be a lot of discomfort through the isometric holds of the legs and the arms, but as soon as you start to work past that, you'll start to find little ways that you can adapt the exercises ever so slightly, that you start to feel a lot more benefit every time you practice. Again, if you have any questions about anything we show on this channel, please let me know in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.